चुराए मुझको लुभाए हाय मन कहीं मैं झूम कल बहेगी झरनों की धारा Feel the vibe दिल को एक मीठी मस्ती से देती दिल को एक मीठी मस्ती से देती ओ सहरम से देती हाय मन कहीं मैं झूम
The moment the judgment stops through acceptance of what it is, you are free of the mind. You have made room for love, for joy, and for peace. Eckhart Tolle. This is Get Real with Shameeza, and I'm your hostess, Shameeza Ali, and tonight things are about to get real. Salam, namaste, and good evening to everyone joining us on Facebook, YouTube, Allen Zone Radio, and on NTN Channel 69 in Georgetown, Guyana. Tonight on Get Real with Shameeza, we will speak to the realest person out of Guyana, the Guyanese Critic. He will fill us in on his opinion on current situations and issues in our community. Lots to discuss and explore, including a few special announcements. Here are some of the clues to tonight's announcements. Safari for Hope, first, hosting, Get Real with Shameeza turns. Who inspired you this season? Or who is that someone that simply had a lasting impression? Comment to let us know. Well, while you do that, let's also take a look at what we had, the guests that we spoke to, and the musical guests that made this season what it is. Let's take a look quickly.
तुम साथ हो जिंदगी भर के लिए
We've come so far. Next to you is where I want to be. Girl, you know that my love is true. I'll do anything for you. Now all I need you to do is say that you love me
काटू
too.
कैसे राता ओ सावरे जिया नहीं जाता सुन बाबरे
फूलों का तारों का सबका कहना है एक हजारों में मेरी बहना है सारे उम्र हमें संग रहना है
It have something that I you know that I love you but love me daru too acting like she don't care. She's saying it's over. Baby, no. When you go, don't come back tomorrow. तुझे सूरज कहो या चंदा तुझे दीपक कहो या तारा मेरा नाम करेगा रोशन जग में मेरा राज दुलारा.
Every Wednesday, that hey, 8 o'clock, Shameeza show. I gotta go on. So I'm happy to be, one of you. I'm your biggest fan. I'm happy to be there with you, and we definitely gotta grow
Since
together.
I was 5 years old and I heard about the Olympics, I wrote a letter to my dad stating that I would like to go to the Olympics. And he said that it would be very hard training and dedication. And I said that I'll do whatever it takes to get there.
Continue the passion, keep it within you. Live life with no regrets. Try it, you never know what can happen. Gather a support system. There's so many young ladies and young men who are out there and willing to help.
We're gifted. Women, we're gifted. If you think about all that we go through and all that we could overcome and do things and be someone, we're really gifted and special. God took his time and created us.
So I was physically abused by being kicked in my stomach a lot. And one time I did ask my ex-husband, why did you only hit me in the stomach? And he said to me, that's because there was no mark. To all the women out there who are going through anything traumatic in your life, any abuse, you don't feel like you're ever going to find love, you don't feel like you're ever going to be worthy enough, I want to tell you, don't give up on yourself.
Ages. And so the app was born, the I Matter app. And on that app, there's a panic button that links to 914, the hotline. That app is also loaded with a number of resources, which includes information on all of our programs.
Take a trip to Guyana. First of all, do some groundwork, do your homework. Look at what the place is like, where you want to be, etc. So that at least you have appreciation of Guyana.
People start moving on buying house cashes. What it caused, our inventory of homes went down. So we have more buyers, less inventory. So that creates a demand and supply.
I believe that anytime you ask for a favor and you impugn the integrity of a natural process, we always speak about government officials being corrupt. I think sometimes we subconsciously and unconsciously corrupt the process by not having enough patience.
One of the biggest misconceptions about fashion is that fashion has to be expensive. I think that you can do fashion on a dime. I think that you could do fashion on a budget. And I think I've seen tons of people, including friends. I've done it myself. And it's all about knowing what you want and how it all works together. and knowing your lines, knowing what works for your
If it
body.
means standing up for my rights and standing up for others,
Yeah.
I don't put much thought into it. What are the outcomes? What are the circumstances? I know there's an issue needs addressing, and I just go at it. And that was the real beginning of the Guyanese Critic.
Be a good listener. I'm speaking from an experienced mom, a point of view here, that you tend to lose your children if you don't listen to them. So learn from them. And again, you have to communicate and know what they want and what is
girls like her that that we need more of, who could come up with brilliant ideas and not be selfish with that idea, but to share that and to empower, use their platform or use their voice or space to empower other women.
Always very difficult to get on with life. People say, oh, well, that's just how it is, and we move on, but we really don't. We take that pain with us, and it affects our lives. If you want to keep growing, then you should never stop healing.
All right, we are back. What do you guys think about this season? Who was your favorite? Who left an impression? And who inspired you to be a better person? Please comment so we can know the type of guests that you truly enjoyed, so we can bring you guests of that nature in the future. I do want to acknowledge a few people that's watching with us right now. Shelly Mangru, good night to you. Babita Prasad, Rowena, Ashiana, Anthony Prasad, good evening to you too. Michael and Nalini Naidu, good evening to you. Rosanna, welcome. It's a pleasure having you here this evening. Sharon Dubé is joining us from Canada. Good evening to you. And we see Rani Lal, Amanda Khan, good evening. Make sure to place your orders for the black cake for Mother's Day. Delicious black cake. You guys have to try this. We also have Rudranath Singh. Thank you so much for joining us and being here with us this evening. We have, Rowena, I want to take this comment very quickly. Yankee. Okay. She was indeed very, very inspirational. She sang beautifully, and I truly feel she was one of my favorites as well. So for me, they were all my favorites. Every one of the guests that I had, I learned something new, and I've definitely enjoyed having them, whether it was an interview, it was listening to them sing. I had a lasting impact from each and every one of them. Good evening to Asahi, Geeta, joining us from Mantra Lounge. We're so happy that you took the time to be here. Errol, welcome back. We missed you. It's been a while. Shelly Mangru. Riyad Khan is also joining us. Check him out at Allstate Insurance for all your insurance needs. Please check out Riyad. So please comment your favorite. We're looking for the comment, the person that really inspired you. Good evening also to Brad Singh, who is joining us. DJ Pepperby, good evening to all of you guys. Amanda said, Critic. Okay, the real thing coming out from Guyana. So I'm assuming he was your favorite guest for this season. Oh, Rudranath said Raymond. And Raymond was truly an inspiration to have on the show. Not only was his voice on point, but his inspiration and his methodology for life and everything that he looks at was definitely an inspiration. Debbie, good evening to you. Paul Mustaq Chowdhury, good evening, everyone. Dr. Vindhya Prasad, truly, she was definitely one of my favorites as well. We do have the critic coming up, but first, there's a few things that I want to get to. Tonight, we have two giveaways. First giveaway is compliments of Rondell's Firefest Lounge. Here is your question to win a ticket to his promotion. The question is, what is our promotional name of Fridays called? Again, the question is, what is our promotional name of Fridays called? The winner will receive a ticket to their next big event, May 21st, Soca Jam. Our second giveaway is compliments of Vermin Bidesi, Animal Foundation, and BuyEasy.com. Here is your chance to win this prize. The question for your chance to win this box is, last week we spoke to designer Randy Madry. Who did he say is the most intelligent person he knows? Again, the question is, last week we spoke to designer Randy Madry. Who did he say is the most intelligent person he knows? I also want to congratulate Sherry Mohammed. She is the winner of last week's box. All right, so are you guys ready for our first announcement? Let's see. All right, thank you for joining us, Sabrina. Again, please place your comments to let us know who truly inspired you this season, but we're also looking for answers as well to the questions that we just asked for the 2 giveaways. Are you guys ready for our first announcement? I see some answers there. Are we guys ready? For us to do it, we will need a little bit of love. So if you guys can place some hearts to let me know that you are ready, I will be more than happy to give you guys the first announcement. Riyadh, thank you. Riyadh says that Shameeza, you inspired us. Thank you, Riyadh. Vidya, thank you for joining us. All right, so there we go, Ash. So a few more hearts and I will make the first announcement for this evening. Perfect. All right, guys. So Safari for Hope will be having its first boat cruise fundraiser this summer. It will be a safari-themed cruise. So get your tickets and your outfits ready and let's sail away in the sunset. Flyers will be posted soon. So again, for most of you and for anyone who is not aware, I am the founder of Safari for Hope. It is a nonprofit organization that we try to help members of the community with the focus on young women and domestic abuse victims. We try to make sure that we have a place where we can help and protect these victims. All right, so let's move on and we will go right now from a message from our sponsors.
Kai Chu Restaurant has been serving our community for over 25 years. We offer an enticing selection of West Indian traditional dishes along with a fully stocked bar. Bring your family and friends to our newly renovated dining room to celebrate your special occasion or event with us. We do catering and we also deliver. Kai Chu has 2 locations to choose from. Support our community and eat local. Looking for something to get rid of that fine line wrinkles? Well, look no further. You can now indulge yourself with Truly Flawless. This one-of-a-kind, anti-aging caviar luxury face cream will give you that youthful looking glow again. It's not only for you ladies, men can also benefit from this product too. Try it for yourself and see results within a week. Check out our website at www.trulyflawlessskincare.com and on Amazon Prime. We are also excited to launch our newest skincare products coming in March 2022.
Enos Driving School offers training for CDL licenses, including tractor trailers, trucks, and school buses. Just think, with a CDL license, you can have access to thousands of driving jobs at large companies such as FedEx, UPS, MTA, or New York Sanitation. Enos Driving School also offers defensive driving courses and training classes for cars and motorcycles, all taught by their college-trained instructors who can even schedule your road test appointments. Inquire about other driving and training packages as well. You might even be qualified for their free CDL training, as they are a certified institution with the New York State Workforce One program. Call Enos Driving School today. They've been serving our community for over 10 years.
Sherry's Weakness for Sweetness is a family-owned and operated bakery with a West Indian flair. We specialized in custom cakes, decorative desserts, and a contemporary spin on traditional West Indian cuisine. We are located at 114-07 Jamaica Avenue. Hours of operations are Tuesday through Friday 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Memories should always be this sweet. Come visit us today.
All right, we are back and I'm excited, guys. The Guyanese Critic is going to be here. He is actually live covering another program, but he will be here shortly. In the meantime, though, I do want to spend this time with you guys. I want to get your opinions. We had an amazing lineup of guests this season, but we also had some amazing stories that they shared with us. And I am truly blessed to be here and to bring these stories to you guys. I am currently working on stories for season 4. And I would love for you guys to actually tell me, what are the stories that you're looking more towards? Like, what are the stories that you enjoyed this season? What are the things that you're looking forward to? I can tell you for season 4, some of the things that I have planned is I will continue to bring you inspiring guests, but I will have stories of suicide, domestic abuse. We cannot go through the season without observing Pride Month. So we will have a story during June for Pride Month. We will have a story from a young lady who will speak about endometriosis. Let me hold up. Let me get this right. Endometriosis. If I said that wrong, I apologize. But a lot of women suffer silently with this, and we need to bring awareness to it. So I will have a young lady who will share her journey and the things that she went through dealing with it. Hema Prasad says that it would be nice to have Jennifer Rajkumar as a guest, brilliant young lady working hard for the Indian community. Hema, I agreed. I have reached out already to Ms. Rajkumar, and I'm awaiting a response from her. Once she responds, I will be more than happy to have her on the show. Yes, Debbie says yes, he's busy with Vice President Barra Jagdeo. That is correct, because earlier today I was watching as well. He was busy. There was a lot of interaction with Vice President Barra Jagdeo and residents of an area. So please comment as to what you would like to see and what kind of stories you would like me to feature on season 4. So far, I'm excited. I can't wait for you guys to find out. I'll probably do a live sometime before our new season starts, and I will get you guys more information as to what we have lined up. Good evening to you, Rishi, and welcome. Ravindra Ramcharan says domestic violence stories were deep and how the woman left those relationships. I agree with you, Ravindra, and I would love for men to also share some stories with us, because domestic abuse is not only women that go through, even though the majority might be women, there are men that do go through domestic abuse, and I would love for us to bring that topic on. Have at least one man who can come here and he can speak of it freely, bring awareness to it, and we can definitely have that conversation. Good evening to you, Patricia Samwaru, and it is a pleasure to have you here this evening. Definitely suicide and depression, Critic is hanging out with the boss, definitely. So as we await the arrival of the Guyanese Critic, I will go ahead and give you guys the second announcement, but I would love for you guys to send some love for us tonight. I feel, one season, my third season, and it's a year almost that we've been doing Get Real with Shameeza, and maybe we deserve a little bit of love tonight more than ever. So if you guys can send us some love, Mr. Ali is here. He is busy making sure that everything works well so that you guys can see us, hear us, and I would love for you guys to send us some love. So Amanda can thank you so much, and I will start announcement number 2. So announcement number 2, let me know when you guys are ready. All right, keep the love coming, and I will definitely make the announcement shortly. All right, so Get Real with Shameeza will be having its 1-year celebration dinner and recognition gala. Come out and meet with many of our guests and musical artists that was featured on the show. Just to name a few, we will have Prince JP, Ranji Framdin, Tausif Baksh, Mr. Bollywood, Anthony Prasad, who is with us right now, and many more artists. We will also have several of the guests that was featured on the show the past year. So it will be a very epic event, and I would love for you guys to come out, celebrate with us. More information to follow, but these are the announcements that we have so far, and I'm excited because these are things that are truly dear to me. For most of you that know me, know that Get Real with Shameeza started a year ago, and I was very excited and very blessed to feature a platform that can help many of you guys in the community. And now Safari for Hope was born, and we have been working on that diligently to find relief and find resources to help the community. So those are my 2 babies, and I'm truly, truly happy and excited to share with you guys those 2 stories. So those are the 2 announcements. There's one more announcement, and it will be later on tonight. It will be closer to the end of the show. So if you want to hear that announcement, just stick around. It's very important. It's actually a really good thing. So stick around. And while you guys stick around and share your ideas and what you're looking for, we'll take a quick break. See you in a few.
Hibiscus has been a flagship restaurant in our community for a very long time. Come dine with us and enjoy our excellent food, drinks and service at any one of our many locations. We are located on 12418 101 Avenue and 22113 Jamaica Avenue. Hibiscus at Elliott's on the Mile in Freeport is one of our newest locations, along with 12402 Rockaway Boulevard. In Guyana at 91 Middle Street, Georgetown. Bring your family and friends and come visit us soon.
M&R Firefest is one of the newest hotspots in Richmond Hill. If you're looking to have a fun time or just chill, this lounge is the place to be. We celebrate all occasions, and our live entertainment and drink specials are amazing. We are located at 13123 Liberty Avenue. Come check us out and see what everyone is talking about.
Mandy's Cake Creations, serving traditional rum black cake with almond paste and royal icing. Non-alcoholic is also an option. Catering is available. Personalize your cakes and boxed favors for your birthday, engagements, weddings, work events and more. Shipping is also available within the United States. Please contact Mandy at 917-294-3500 on Instagram Mandy Cake Creations and on Facebook Amanda Khan. Mandy's Cakes, a taste to bring you back home.
Flamingo Restaurant and Mantra Lounge. We are NYC's premier Caribbean restaurant and lounge, specializing in authentic West Indian, Chinese and Caribbean cuisine. Open every day for lunch and late nights. For delivery, find us on Uber Eats, Grubhub, Seamless and DoorDash. Visit our rooftop lounge upstairs on the weekends for a fun-filled night. We cater and take bookings for private events. Find us on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter at Flamingo Mantra. Our address is 120-06 Rockaway Boulevard, telephone 7188351000.
Canadian-based real estate broker Imran Ali is here to guide and support you for all your real estate needs. He is specialized in residential, commercial and pre-construction properties. With his many years of experience, he is trustworthy, knowledgeable and reliable. He can also provide in-house financing for all your mortgage needs. If you're thinking of buying, selling or investing, contact Imran Ali today at 647-283-4127.
All right, we are back and we are waiting on the Guyanese critic. I want to promise you guys that it will be worth the wait. He is going to be on fire tonight. Lots to discuss, and we will probably go for a full hour and a half. So stay right where you are. Maybe grab some chips. Plantain chips will probably do good. Maybe some nuts, whatever you will like to get comfortable with, because we have a lot to get to. And I know he's on fire and he can't wait to share all these things. But for the people who just joined us, because I know quite a few people just joined us, here is a recap of this season, what we actually did with our musical guest.
तुम साथ हो जिंदगी भर के लिए
We've come so far. Next to you is where I want to be. Girl, you know that my love is true. I'll do anything for you. Now all I need you to do is say that you love me
काटू
too.
कैसे राता ओ सावरे जिया नहीं जाता सुन बाबरे
फूलों का तारों का सबका कहना है एक हजारों में मेरी बहना है सारे उम्र हमें संग रहना है
It has something that's how you know that I love you but love me daru too acting like she don't care. She's saying it's over. Baby, no. When you go, don't come back tomorrow. तुझे सूरज कहो या चंदा तुझे दीपक हो या तारा मेरा नाम करेगा रोशन जग में मेरा राज दुलारा.
All right, we are back, and as we await the arrival of the Guyanese critic, our guest for tonight on this beautiful evening, and our season finale of Get Real with Shameeza, season 3. Such a pleasure to be here with you guys this evening, and I can't wait to share with you the last announcement and also many other topics that the Guyanese critic will go over his opinion. I do want to let you guys know the Guyanese critic, his opinions, his ideas are generally his. It's not the ideas of Get Real with Shameeza, but we will have an open discussion and he has a lot to share with you guys. For anyone who just joined us, here is a recap of the guests that we carried this season on Get Real with Shameeza.
Every Wednesday, that hey, 8 o'clock, Shameeza show. I gotta go on. So I'm happy to be, one of you. I'm your biggest fan. I'm happy to be there with you, and we definitely gotta grow
Since I was 5 years old and I heard about the Olympics, I wrote a letter to my dad stating that I would like to go to the Olympics. And he said that it would be very hard training and dedication. And I said that I'll do whatever it takes to get there.
Continue the passion, keep it within you. Live life with no regrets. Try it, you never know what can happen. Gather a support system. There's so many young ladies and young men who are out there and willing to help.
We're gifted. Women, we're gifted. If you think about all that we go through and all that we could overcome and do things and be someone, we're really gifted and special. God took his time and created us.
So I was physically abused by being kicked in my stomach a lot. And one time I did ask my ex-husband, why did you only hit me in the stomach? And he said to me, that's because there was no mark. To all the women out there who are going through anything traumatic in your life, any abuse, you don't feel like you're ever going to find love, you don't feel like you're ever going to be worthy enough, I want to tell you, don't give up
all
on yourself.
ages. And so the app was born, the I Matter app. And on that app, there's a panic button that links to 914, the hotline. That app is also loaded with a number of resources, which includes information on all of our programs.
Take a trip to Guyana. First of all, do some groundwork, do your homework. Look at what the place is like, where you want to be, etc. So that at least you have appreciation of Guyana.
People start moving down buying house cashes. What it caused, our inventory of homes went down. So we have more buyers, less inventory. So that creates a demand and supply.
I believe that anytime you ask for a favor and you impugn the integrity of a natural process, we always speak about government officials being corrupt. I think sometimes we subconsciously and unconsciously corrupt the process by not having enough patience.
One of the biggest misconceptions about fashion is that fashion has to be expensive. I think that you can do fashion on a dime. I think that you could do fashion on a budget. And I think I've seen tons of people, including friends. I've done it myself. And it's all about knowing what you want and how it all works together, and knowing your lines, knowing what works for your body.
It means standing up for my rights and standing up for others.
Yeah.
I don't put much thought into it. What are the outcomes? What are the circumstances? I know there's an issue, needs addressing, and I just go at it. And that was the real beginning of the Guyanese Critic.
Be a good listener. I'm speaking from an experienced mom, a point of view here, that you tend to lose your children if you don't listen to them. So learn from them. And again, you have to communicate and know what they want and what is
girls like her that that we need more of, who could come up with brilliant ideas and not be selfish with that idea, but to share that and to empower, use their platform or use their voice or space to empower other women.
Always very difficult to get on with life. People say, oh, well, that's just how it is, and we move on, but we really don't. We take that pain with us, and it affects our lives. If you want to keep growing, then you should never stop healing.
All right, we are back. And again, if you are just joining us, we are awaiting the arrival of our guest for tonight, the Guyanese Critic. Please bear with us. I was told that he's actually finishing up right now. So while he gets prepared and he joins us, let's get the ads out of the way. So here's a message from our sponsors.
Kai Chu Restaurant has been serving our community for over 25 years. We offer an enticing selection of West Indian traditional dishes along with a fully stocked bar. Bring your family and friends to our newly renovated dining room to celebrate your special occasion or event with us. We do catering and we also deliver. Kai Chu has 2 locations to choose from. Support our community and eat local. Looking for something to get rid of that fine line wrinkles? Well, look no further. You can now indulge yourself with Truly Flawless. This one-of-a-kind, anti-aging caviar luxury face cream will give you that youthful looking glow again. It's not only for you ladies, men can also benefit from this product too. Try it for yourself and see results within a week. Check out our website at www.trulyflawlessskincare.com and on Amazon Prime. We are also excited to launch our newest skincare products coming in March 2022.
Enos Driving School offers training for CDL licenses, including tractor-trailers, trucks, and school buses. Just think, with a CDL license, you can have access to thousands of driving jobs at large companies such as FedEx, UPS, MTA, or New York Sanitation. Enos Driving School also offers defensive driving courses and training classes for cars and motorcycles, all taught by their college-trained instructors who can even schedule your road test appointments. Inquire about other driving and training packages as well. You might even be qualified for their free CDL training, as they are a certified institution with the New York State Workforce One program. Call Enos Driving School today. They've been serving our community for over 10 years.
Sherry's Weakness for Sweetness is a family-owned and operated bakery with a West Indian flair. We specialized in custom cakes, decorative desserts, and a contemporary spin on traditional West Indian cuisine. We are located at 114-07 Jamaica Avenue. Hours of operations are Tuesday through Friday 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Memories should always be this sweet. Come visit us today.
All right, we are back, and he is known as the realest thing out of Guyana. He has shown with the right attitude and personality, people will accept you exactly the way you are. Please welcome Mikhail Rodriguez, better known as the Guyanese Critic. Welcome.
Good night,
We've
Shameeza.
been waiting patiently for you.
And sorry,
Oh
I'm actually in Berbice, heading back to Georgetown, and I'm covering some issues. You know, the government, when they campaigned, and contrary to people's belief that I am affiliated with some kind of government or political party, the objective is to highlight and hear people's concerns and hear what the government has to do. So today, the government of the day is in Region 5 and addressing people's concerns. So I was just covering that. I actually canceled part of the outreach with the vice president, to do your thing, because I know we had to do it.
I am sure the vice president will understand and he will forgive you.
Well, he have forgive me. I walk in, he have forgive me. I walk in, I do me thing.
Well, I'm
so
so
what
happy.
you guys been bring me up to date? What's going on? What's hot? What's not in your neck of the
far
woods?
we
And what we
had-
talking about tonight?
All right. So far I had two announcements. One, my foundation will be having its first fundraiser. It's a boat cruise, Long Island, Nautical Mile. We will sail away. And then my Get Real with Shameeza is turning 1 year. So we are having a special gala entertainment. We will do a recognition dinner, and we will honor the people that has been part of the show, part of the community. We will honor the musicians that has definitely, played a part in our community and definitely contributed to our community. So that's what where we're at right now. Everyone's been patiently waiting for you, and we are happy that you are here. So this segment, we will do kind of like segment, right? We'll talk about current affairs.
Fire away.
Go ahead.
No, you fire away, fire away.
So here, this is where I'm at. Let's discuss the family where the father was caught on camera hitting his daughter. Now, I know they appeared on your show to tell their side of the story. What do you think really happened that night?
I can't think anything, Shameeza. You gotta remember there's a video. And what I think happened in general, I can't think happened what happened tonight or the day. There is a brutal assault being met out on a young lady by a father. Simple as that, right? This first thing, this assault. There's no ifs and buts of the fact that that is also abuse, right? No, there's no disputing in that. Although the family would have come on my program, they try to explain it. It's a human trait, Shameeza. You gotta know this. You gotta understand. As you interview more people, you'll realize it's a human trait. It is that the world, when someone does something wrong, the world would like to see them pay for it. But that individual themselves want to get off. Everybody wants to get off. It's a genetic trait. Everybody wants to live. Everybody wants to survive, right? That is why you have policing. That's why you have a police force. That's why you have things in place to guide human beings in the right direction. Because without guidance, without religion, right? Without certain structures in place, we would have been like wild animals, and this world would have been a very chaotic world, right? So it's important for one to understand what you saw there. I don't think it needs my input. If you ask me, what's my take on it? What could be done differently, right? Okay. I could tell you that. But this is a brutal assault met out a young lady. And I think the family themselves lack the understanding. Whatever happened there has been happening for so long that they lack the understanding of knowing what is wrong and what is right. And this is a day and age. You're living in a world, and there's a problem with the world today. There's so many back and forths. There's so many on and offs. People don't understand what is going on because there's supervillains, people who do wrong things that are superheroes.
Exactly.
You understand? There's supervillains in the world. You have programs, people make movies, and the fact that there are people that go around killing people and doing all kind of thing are superheroes, right? So the villain now is the hero, and that is what you see there, because you had people like Chow Pao come out and talk for this man. I'm there and I'm listening, and he's trying to explain how this thing happened. And I can tell you, and I've always been straight up. The reason I'm the realest thing, it's a matter of fact. I had an issue once with one of my sons. And I put a serious trust in if I explained to the world what was the reason. I think they would have looked at it and said, man, this man is a brutal man. But he looked at it and said, well, for things like that, I would have tripped out too. Right?
Right.
The thing is my son, it's one time I understood what happened. And anytime there was a video and it came out, I would have not tried to explain it because there's nothing to explain. That is the problem. Imagine we having a national discussion where men are saying, it's me daughter. I got no idea. Me daughter is me wife. This is assault. It's illegal. It's a criminal act. Yes, and clear as day. Because you could have heard the father saying, he and the daughter make up. I said, it has nothing to do with the act that was already committed. You understand? Maybe when I'm looking at it, it could have been explained because you see wrestlers as beat one another brutally and not know happen because wrestling is a fake game. Then there's a lot of antics going on in it, right? But I don't think they were wrestling. Is he that? Is he? And they didn't pass out themselves as wrestlers. Wasn't a wrestling game, right? So
definitely not.
Right. You got to put things into context. What happened and what was of more importance to me is the national discussion that started after, and we have national discussions on Facebook now. You have more of a national discussion on Facebook, right? Like, for instance, my life today, one of the MPs, honorable, and everybody's honorable, and I decided to use that, Honorable Christopher Jones, took an excerpt out of my video. You right away you realize everybody has to follow, because all I do is live production, putting things out there for people to see. And you have a man taking an excerpt, an MP, out of my video, whereas the vice president told the minister, man, sit down, quiet down. Because what happened? The government come for address people issues. The vice president wants to hear and clear the air on people's issues. So it's not a minister fault, but as a result of the minister doing something to help somebody, you had a case whereas nice, the people make it nice. So the vice president said, Matt, sit down, Ejil, sit down, right? Let me get these people started because they're doing their job, they're serious about their job. So you had, I do multiple videos for the day, and you have an MP, a sitting MP, serious, who's supposed to be into serious business, had an excerpt of the most frivolous thing that happened today. Not genuinely as a member of parliament and somebody who just came out of government, not generally watching and saying, oh, you know something, they've made a mistake here. They're making promises here. They ain't getting this right. They find in Guyanese term the jokiest thing to talk about, right? So these are some of the issues you have. You have serious people who sit in parliament and want to be taken seriously, acting as jokers. You understand? Right. You got that instance where a whole country come out and had a national discussion that you realize something was wrong with the majority of Guyanese people. If they did not understand what they were looking at, if they did not realize, you understand? You had a father who was talking about his gun and his own security. You understand? While just looking at after looking at the video of an assault being met out against his daughter, who doesn't have a gun, who has no protection. You see, I don't know how screwed up this country is, but something is wrong with a lot of people in this country. Because again, if you look at the interview, I ain't ready for dissect it yet. One of these days, like a whole episode, because people say, Critic, how you contain yourself, how you deal with this. No. You have in the same breath, a man is saying, I feel unprotected, meaning I'm a gun. And the center of the discussion come from assaulting a helpless person, his daughter. At the time, obviously, he's bigger than her, he's stronger than her, and an assault was met out against her. Simple as that. You understand?
But
no.
here is, go ahead.
No, go tell me.
My thing is, this act that we saw here, it's caught on camera, so yes, we all saw it. But if I'm thinking about our community, our society, I feel like this is something normal in a lot of households. It still happens.
The discussion that came after. Now here, Shameeza, you gotta know my background, my willingness to accept certain things and deal with certain things. Let me tell you something. As a husband, I was abusive. Now, I was 17. I take wife at the age of 15. Right?
Oh.
So me, I know nothing. My mother was not really a big contributor on, because my mother was a single parent, so she didn't even know how to keep a man. So she can't tell me how to keep a woman. She didn't know nothing. You understand? So I didn't have much input from my mother say, listen, as a young man, this is how you act, this is what. I had insecurities. So I hit a few times. As I grew older, I realized that, this is not the right thing to do. And I changed what we call my modus operandi. So I didn't hit anymore. My marriage was dissolved because of the fact that I reached a level of maturity that I could not deal with issues. I didn't want to be burdened or having quarrels and these kind of things, right? So I decided the best thing to do is quit. But that takes a level of maturity. I first had to accept the mistakes that I would have made. And again, it would not have been physical abuse alone. It would have been mental abuse. It would have been a case whereas there was infidelities. That, again, stressing out a woman is a form of abuse, right? And I accept those things. And that has made me a better person. But when you have a society that don't know what is the difference between wrong and right, the lines are so blurred, you have a problem. That's why I continue to speak on things. And I'm the first and foremost person who deal with issues where people shy away from. People, they want to talk about politics, they want to talk about race, they want to talk about sexuality. Yes, and I just dive straight head on into it and just say it like it is.
And I'm happy, and thank you for accepting certain things, because I think part of growing and really being true to yourself is accepting certain things. So to just accept that you were the abuser in your relationship. It takes a lot for you to say that, especially with probably hundreds of people just watching us here right now, for you to admit that. Again, I feel this is the norm in our society, and there is no justification for what he did. But it's like you said, we don't see it as different, because this is what we see.
Shameeza, I must say, in the past, it would have been the norm. Enough cases are not being highlighted, right? I can tell you there are a lot of good husbands, there are a lot of good fathers, there are a lot of great families. There's a lot going on, right? And we're moving in a direction. The thing is, in the 21st century, it's supposed to be a thing of the past. So we're heading in a good direction, but we at this stage supposed to be a thing of the past. But you now have to look at the kind of people that you have to deal with. That's one of the things you got to look at. The kind of people that you have to deal with. Here why. You got to listen to and understand the level, the literacy level of the Guyanese, or the citizenry. Because you have people who would come and say they're business people, they're from this community, and so you realize they are not in depth, even into their own little problems. They seem confused. People would want to say them a stupid man, but they're Guyanese citizen, and we need to go somewhere. But how do you tell or explain to, how does a woman explain to a regular cane cutter that she just fall out of love with he? He think with the hard work we here got do and money we here bring home to the left and out the little bit we drink out. He think that's normal. You have cases, abusive relationships. I know of them personally. Hundreds of women call me and complain, and I advise them. Let me give you an instance. This recently happened. Girls say she want to go public or something, but this is real thing. So, woman mining a man in Guyana. She walking in one of them islands. She's an accountant. Calls. Me, you know this woman yet? So she calls, crying hysterically, Critic. I come home, my husband move out with all the thing in the house. He never do nothing. He's a waste man. Have a daughter that she mining. She take the girl and she daughter. So she flies in. She watch the camera and see moving out things from the house as a flying. He said, well, he enable them more, and she nagging and this and that. What she nagging for? Go and get a job. The woman that's sending in money mining me, right? She cries hysterically. Accomplished woman, educated woman. So I'm listening to her and I said, before I tell you the truth, which is a bad situation, she come, go in a taxi, jump over the black fence. Even she, in her right sense, is an educated woman doing stupidness. Jump over the Morella fence, go in the thing, the black called police, when she's up. Already police understand her situation, take out, she gonna stay by somebody. So she called and when she's crying hysterically and telling me this situation. I said, I want to tell you something first. The act that he committed is an illegal one. To move out furniture, the furniture, then you name, she said yes. I said to take all these things, as long as he's live home. 7 years to live home. We talk divorce yet. You can't bust nothing. Only the court could bust thing. Yeah, sir. So you can't pick up that you moving out. And you ain't got a receipt for them things. So I tell her it's an illegal act. She called next day, well composed. I said, what that man did was a illegal act. You go to the police station first. Don't worry, talk to me. You go to the police station, make a report. That you move out your furniture out your house. Show them your receipts. Show them the videos that you have. Right? You try to take down the cameras and they know they just got to move the DVR. Oh, he's a dotish. Yes, and first thing I don't even know what an educated woman is doing with him. Yes, right. You could get a dolly. They got dollies selling now. This is the problem. People ain't getting stuff. They got dollies, so get a dolly. Get a dolly, put it, blow me down, carry me your suitcase and go wherever you want to go. Carry it back to the island, bring them here, do whatever you want to do. Yes, I can get a dolly and watch me face me live at the same time and have a nice time. Right? No. She called me the next day, well composed, and says, Mr. Critic, I did what you said. They said they're going to drop back the things them to the house. You understand? But imagine coming home as a woman, having to deal with a man, don't even know that he committed an illegal. He pick up. He could have gone by mother with furniture. The mother and asked by way, so you move out to a woman's house. You hear man does move out and carry furniture? Thing want to be. I know woman does do them thing there. That's like a woman thing. Like for me, I don't know if a woman's gonna feel disrespected, feel critic, would think of them that way. But that's a woman thing. Woman get vexed and she pick up she thing, then she gone. There's a woman thing. Man a pick up thing, man a walk, and he pick up the damn people furniture. Eh? What kind of madness is that?
That equal rights now.
Huh?
Equal rights. We're all fighting for equal rights.
No. You gotta remember, if we are going to have a separation, there's a legal process. So we get a divorce, and I don't know how a man who don't work in the home ain't doing nothing, just get a divorce, and he's not in a marriage, she's just there with you for 7 years. You understand?
Right.
So, but you continually see men doing things out of the norm.
Yeah.
And I bring up my boys and a certain way and show them a certain, because they don't know. When me and their mother separated, they never knew. We always smile, we always show them a good face. They know but nothing, right? And me and them never even talk until today about their mother, what is the problem and so. And one of them is affected by the separation. He's got to talk about it constantly for he get the out yet. So in looking at where we are as a society, you realize that it is more than just the attitude. Where does it come from? There are problems, and it comes from the people being uneducated, the people not having the support. So it's not the people's blame alone. You go to some farmers and you listen to people talking there, and you have some people have genuine concerns, and the outreaches today have people have genuine, and you got some people just genuinely greedy. A man come and say he ain't got nothing, he ain't get nothing, he ain't get through nothing. They say he went out to the country, and the man come and say, I was there, I been at your place, and the other farmers, they say you ain't lose so much. A man called live for me program.
Is that the case of like the 1,400 acres of land where the one man get for like the cattle and the other man got for rice or something?
The two go for fight? No.
That's a different one?
There's a different case. There's a live before the one.
Oh,
a man come and telling them, talking in front of everybody, they realize it in front of the camera, somebody can come and say, this man lying. Yeah, it's a big man, And you got to hear what these people talking about. When you want to know the level these people are operating at is like snake crawling on their belly. These people up on their belly, how low they operating at. You got people with tractor, Prado. You got a meeting there just now. All them meetings, you got people can't line up. The real, genuinely poor people issues they get for attackers. Poor people like the shame for attacker, Frank attack. He's got to pull them and push them for the thing. You understand? Genuine issues. All right. The next thing, you're talking to some people.
A lot of what I heard today,
I hear you. Let me hear you, Shameeza.
a lot of what I heard today was complaints and just so much unhappiness. I was wondering, there was like one lady that I heard that was saying, the PPP is doing a good job, but everyone that spoke, it was just so much complaints. There was nothing good happening with their lives.
Shameeza, these are genuine concerns. And here what happens. It is because of an unprecedented act of a government to now go and hear people concerns. But let me put concerns into context for you. That is joke. Guyana have 750,000 people. A great majority of them are just above or on the poverty line. So when you listen to 500 people of 20 and 30 hearing their concerns, that is joke in terms of the magnitude. What you're witnessing is an unprecedented act by a government to come and reach a people because they have accepted their mistakes. You understand?
Yes.
That is what you're seeing. So these issues, like the lady come attack, I hear the lady attack. And if I had the opportunity, I would tell her, shut your mouth and sit down. Oh, love the government. And no. They had this government before. This government lose power in 2015 because of their complacency. That is why they're on the road. That is why I continue to follow them and hear what they have to say. So people could come back and say, listen to me. I heard that thing in Guyanese Critic Life. Who you talking now, boss man? You tell me that on the 27th of April at Barbies. So sometime we watch Guyanese Critic Live and hear you say you go give, now you're not getting what you're doing. This is accountability you're witnessing. There are far more problems, greater in magnitude than you are hearing on my lives, because you're seeing 500 people out of a cube. How much people you believe living in Diamond? You got thousands of people living in them, thousands of people living in Parkfit family. So when you come to one of these communities where you have 500 people, of which 20 and 30 airing concerns. And if you notice, they talk about different things that affect, they try to find things that affect multiple people at the same time. So don't be daunted about what they're saying. And if somebody like myself don't come and put it in the context, because you're in the diaspora, you're afforded certain opportunities, a good quality of life. I can't say security, because the most psychos and the more crime, the most heinous crimes I've seen is out of New York and America and Ireland. Think about all them freaks where I got it. So don't even talk about security. But you have a better quality of living if you're willing to push in a proper 8 to 5. Right?
Definitely.
But nonetheless, like the lady was talking, I took offense to what she was talking. For love your minister, and she don't know what people going through. And how she talking alone, she been lying outside. And from the good looks as she and the condition of she body, she been getting taken care of. Even if she walks somehow, want to take care of she. So she can't come and talk for Guyanese people who really they in the struggle. You understand?
I
so
understand.
it's so nice that yes, there's so many problems. But if you hear and go and see, I'm driving on the heading to Barbies, heading down to Georgia. I'm just actually talking to you outside of the Barbies Bridge. That is Rosignal was. Now, you're driving and the roads are well lit. Beautiful roads I'm looking at, right? The roads are well lit.
Yeah.
What happens is when you come off the road, these issues, like for instance, all here you drive in and you're calculating this is a beautiful country and everybody's doing well. And you ask the people, they have same to say. Or they might find some issues because people always want. It's a human thing. But when you come off the beaten track and going to the communities, then you will realize that people have genuine issues. And if you don't keep the government on their foot, you understand?
Yeah.
Because again, you don't hear government ministers saying, I am fed up. I can't make it anymore. I'm psychologically, physically, and spiritually stressed. No. They come promising things. Shameeza, they have to deliver. I don't care. Where's the program? I don't care about the feelings. You understand? Because me, I just stuck in traffic.
Let's move on.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Are you there? We'll move on now to the case of the disappearance of the 14-year-old girl that left her mom's home to go to a neighbor's house, and she didn't return after like a week. She was taken to a police station by a woman. Human trafficking was suspected, and we still don't know what happened.
It's not human trafficking, Shameeza.
So what is your take on that?
Acolytes. 2 political acolytes, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of them known as Sweeper Cleaner. She got a name that's synonymous with a Sweeper Cleaner. Brooms is called she. And another one named Smelly Smell. Decide to look and garner attention by going to Hollis human trafficking analysis. What were you doing at the age of 14, Shameeza?
14?
Yeah.
In school.
Okay. When you get your first boyfriend?
Mommy can't. Me think about maybe 12.
Start talking to buy and sell.
Yeah, well, one by year, one by year.
Right. Well, he got 14, 15, 13, and so they start get hot. A bush side, 10, 11, 12. Right? So the problem is, and it comes from the home. I like me, I go and do a lot of interviews. And I meet a lot of people who come and would like me to hear their concerns. And I tell them, I said, do you know that I will ask questions that I don't think you can answer? Because you have to go and see at the dance. You have to realize these children are growing up in homes, not in all cases, and not everything is equal, like our fingers. These children are growing up in homes where they are seeing the mother going through man after man after man. Everybody you meet, right? They got 2 children. The belly big and is a single parent. I said, girl, when you became single, is a single parent a bad thing or is it a good thing? Have you chosen to be a single parent? Because how your belly end up big? If you're single, you can't really close your foot. You're single, you stop. You understand? How? Because right away when you open you got to tell the man body, you got to take care of this child. You got to make some arrangements now. If you open your foot and there's a because you know what happens when you open your foot. You have 2 children already. So don't tell me you ain't know when you open your foot and you using a condom. What gonna happen? Right? You already have 2 children. You're a big woman. No, you have this continuum, whereas like it's a single, like this country is a single parent country as far as I can. So everybody's a single parent. The men them coming out now, there's a single parent. Like it's a thing to have pity of. Right? Now me, in the same situation, I wouldn't call myself a single parent. I'm the parent to 3 young boys. And I am doing all that I can to make them better young men. Right?
Of course.
So, me going, oh God, we're single, we're my house slat, but they're bad, but they're more than a deficit. No. It is unfortunate that I, could not have lived the length of my life with their mother because she was a good wife and all that. But being Guyanese critic, and she's a great mother, by the way, great mother to them. But being the Guyanese critic, me is gonna get a little space and all them things. So don't we discuss me relationship issues. Me got issues, right? Acceptable. But you continue to see the same mistakes being made. Women bringing up children alone, and then the daughter, like they didn't realize this, their mother suffering. I don't know what is in the mother for feel that this is an okay thing to do. Them Barbies that get some strange that they just see her on crazy road just so. That run crazy just so. Yeah. And they continue to do the same thing. And you have a mother. You have 3 generations of single parents in one house. This is no joke. You got a grandmother, ain't got a man. Mother ain't got a man. Granddad ain't got. You got 4 generations. I kid you not. There are houses you could go to. But they ain't got no man. Man is just use the woman in the house. And they making sure they go on to do the same thing. They meet nobody and say, well, listen to me. Let's do this here. So coming back to the little girl thing, is what she's seeing. Which young woman at the age of 40? What training would she have had to allow her and afford her the opportunity or the comfort to leave her nest? You understand? There's a big woman. Yes,
14 is a big woman?
Yes, that one would go away. Is a big woman. We believe she been do. And here was the funny thing. When people was calling me and say, Critic, talk about the 40-year-old. So they don't want to talk about you. Because when they come back, I want to talk when they come back. Yes, if I ask over the man where you've been with. But remember, it's a 14-year-old. And you got to treat them as a victim. So I stay way clear from that. Because the mothers don't want to talk the story. The mothers don't want to talk the story. You traumatize the whole country. Huh?
and I'm bringing it up. I had no idea that you didn't discuss it at all. So I apologize
No,
if I.
no, everybody was asking me after the thing come up, and here we gotta remember, Shameeza, as you do stories, you gotta go back, right? If you get a report, not everybody knows everything. So you gotta go back. What it starts with, all right, let me put it a next way for you. Recently, 2 years or 3 years ago, me and a comedian had a problem because he had how children getting kidnapped and that kind of. There was a thing, all the children missing. They put oh God, like, the children getting kidnapped. But what happened? When the children go missing, everybody putting up the children missing. When the children come back home, especially the girls, the mothers ain't talking. They want for people know that data been with a man. So it gone by the down low, and we can't because of the laws that protect teenagers and so on. You can't call name, you can't show face, right? So you could only put it when they're missing. You get like an Amber Alert. You could do that, but you can't talk now that this child, even when a child is abused, you can't show the abuser. So you gotta be careful how you show because laws guide you away from doing so, right? So these girls, them, and it continues to happen. When you see them, therefore, no, I can't remember in my lifetime when a 14-year-old, 12, 13, or whoever would have been kidnapped, murdered, raped, whoever.
No.
No, that not happen. That's an American thing. They don't happen in Guyana.
No.
No, they don't happen in Guyana. When they go where you know, where they go. You understand? Mother got girl attacked by fence. You don't know why these she can jump over the fence. Right? So that is some of the problems we have and that persist in our society. And it has to do with all parties. Everybody play a role in those shortcomings. It's not the children them alone. It's how they're being brought up. Because I'm asking myself, which 14-year-old girl? The girl come back and say she was abused. She was being abused by her mother. Exactly. And a lot of parents don't know. And that's why it don't make sense with corporate punishment anymore. Corporal punishment anymore. Because people don't know how to use it and when to use it. So it's not regular. You can't regularize corporal punishment, right? You can't regularize it. So you say, hey, let me stop beating kids. Because you have mothers who prostituting themselves out there and telling the daughter, behave yourself. When all the child knew is that when you're there with a man, you just get money, you just get things to eat, you just they're nice. The woman seeing, the child seeing, they hear the mother talking to the friend, oh, no, I go to the one and think, and he got the money, I can't give a little credit and everything. They see the mother prostituted herself. So, what do you think happened to the daughter? She calculating the best thing to do is let me get a man and get that good. Because it's only man get that good. Because she tells you education is the key to success. This is how you carry yourself. Learn to cook. You understand? Learn to be a good wife. All of them get trained. All of them. And you got to tell she learn to be a good wife. But you got to teach her for cooking. And they don't know for boil rice now these days, Shameeza. They don't know for boil rice.
But here is the thing, right? For me, I try to find solutions, Critic. How can we find solutions to these problems that's affecting our people? Should we start classes to teach cooking in different neighborhoods? Should we be...
First thing is identifying that there are problems.
Accepting maybe that there are problems as well?
I hear you.
Accepting as well that there are problems and issues?
Well, you see, identification of a problem itself is acceptance. If you're to accept, right? Your identity, this is a problem.
Right.
But if you're to identify, say, I caused this problem, that in itself is acceptance, right? So it's very important for people to understand. And this place is like a whole fake place.
A whole fake place.
Yes, because you know what's one of the funniest things? One of the sayings in the in Guyana, people constantly say, Guyana is not a real place. because you can't believe the things. It starts from politics. You understand? You can't believe the things that politicians would tell you. You can't believe. I went to a place at time to interview a family. And when I was interviewing a young lady, I was talking to her, I realized this young lady is off. She's got mental problems. So I said, can I speak to somebody older? And she said, yes, she can be. And the two people, the parents, them, they out of the brain door. So I said, man, let me talk to the neighbor. You got a whole community of people that ain't right in the head. A whole, because what they're talking ain't making sense. I just heard a lady talk things that make sense and said, Leah plant guns and grenade machine. The lady just on my life, the lady said, I was like, Jesus Christ. How does the airline plant guns and grenade?
Wow.
Yeah, you ask yourself. This is the reality of the country we live in.
Right. Now let's move on to the case of the sleeping guard. And my biggest concern, he had a gun on his lap as he was sleeping. What's your take on that story? I mean, there is a video as well.
Okay, the sleeping guard was a police officer, TSU rank. It's Tactical Service. TSU represents Tactical Service Unit.
Mm-hmm.
And they are the persons tasked with providing security for ministers' home and ministers' home and government officials' homes. Now, the weapon that we're talking about is called an AK-47, also known as a Kalashnikov, and a very dangerous weapon. It's been a very powerful and dangerous weapon for a couple of years now. It's been in World War and all that. A very dangerous weapon. That gun, or guns like similar to that, would have been used in massacres in a past time in Guyana. Just to give a context to what the gun was and what he's looking at. That police officer was guarding a government official home. A video was made of the individual. I learned this after. So actually guarding a home of a man by the name who is an advisor to a minister, and his name is Harry Gill. Now, when I look at it, if a man play music, somebody cuss up somebody, accident, me is going to video everything. Me is going to video everything and everybody. And I can't imagine if I see sleeping, you're going to get it live. You don't know it's Guyanese Critic live. So a video was done, and the video was given to people in high authority who, one, his main supervisor, and another high official in the Guyana police force. However that video reached out, God in heaven knows. But there was a big outcry. Oh God, how you treat the man, so you walk later. So outcry by the same people. It's convenience. Outcry by the same people that you could go across the country and hear they call the police and they didn't get no answer from the phone. What do you think they were doing? You understand the double standard in this country? Mm-hmm. They have a problem when they call the police station and nobody answers the phone because they're sleeping. And if you come out in support of sleeping policemen, that is what you will get. Right? Exactly. Now, it's an unfortunate circumstance that a young man has to work 20 hours because somebody hasn't come and released him from his shift. But I can tell you, all is not lost. You have a job, you know where you are, and I can tell you, when you work a double shift, it's not single pay, it's get your money. You understand? Or you would have to, somebody would have to work back for you. So we gotta make sure that the lines are not blurred between what is wrong and what is right. There's no discussion as to how the man cruel and how the man brutal. This is the same police force you expect to act in a professional manner when you call for an emergency. That gentleman that you see sleeping in that chair there could go on if he studies and takes in or follows up with his studies. He could go on to be a CID rank. He could go on to be a sergeant and managing things and all that. What happened? Were we looking for sleeping policemen? There's a certain level of professionalism that is expected when you're a police officer. And that is very important for people to understand. You can't get it cake and bake,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah. All right, let's go on now. So, with all the chaos and everything that we've seen, there's still some good stories out there. For example, Azruddin Mohammed paying off for land and mortgage for 3 single mothers and list of other things he has done for people. What do you have to say?
Again, Shameeza, I can get to you clear there.
Azruddin Mohammed, he recently paid off for land and mortgages for 3 single mothers and all the other things that he's been doing. What is your take on the work that Azruddin has been doing?
Well, when me and Azadine, Azadine is my friend.
I know that.
You didn't know that?
I knew that, yes.
Okay, so Azadine is my personal friend. We've been friends for a few years now. And in this same car, no, I was sitting, he was driving. And I told him, philanthropy and people driving all about the place and going. And you see, Facebook is history itself. And people have to know where these things come from. I started going and share food and give people and showing it live years ago. I used to get 5,000, 10,000, anything, and go and help people raise funds for snake bite victim, raise money for build people house, share book bag and things with Rosalind Matre in Blackbush Polder. I've been doing this for a long time. And when me and Azadine became friends, I told him, I said, brother, I have one interest in life, and it is to help and be of service to my country. You are afforded great opportunities, and I hope you could give back. I hope that in our friendship, there is a lot of giving back to the people. Now, that said, Azadine would have started a venture whereas he publicly helps. But the Muhammad family has been known to be helping people, are known to help people constantly, have been doing things for people all the time, all the years. I would want to think even before, like 20 years now, they've been doing things for people, helping, assisting, contributing. Their masjids that they support, like this period of, there's Gizakat, they help a lot of people. There's outside of what Azadine is presently doing himself, right? And I told him, I said, we're going to be friends. You got to know poor people, right, need help. And if there's anything that you could do to, one of the things that people don't know, they see the 3 things and so on, right, is that Azadine Muhammad and Muhammad's enterprise in general, there's help. When you see 3, them help 100.
Is in a really bad area right now with his signal. You can hear me? We'll take a... Are you back with us?
out and write
We'll
a
go right to a commercial.
story for every assistance that they give. The internet would be bogged down with stories and
Hibiscus has been a flagship restaurant in our community for a very long time. Come dine with us and enjoy our excellent food, drinks and service at any one of our many locations. We are located on 12418 101 Avenue and 22113 Jamaica Avenue. Hibiscus at Elliott's on the Mile in Freeport is one of our newest locations, along with 12402 Rockaway Boulevard. In Guyana at 91 Middle Street, Georgetown. Bring your family and friends and come visit us soon.
M&R Fire Fest is one of the newest hotspots in Richmond Hill. If you're looking to have a fun time or just chill, this lounge is the place to be. We celebrate all occasions and our live entertainment and drink specials are amazing. We are located at 13123 Liberty Avenue. Come check us out and see what everyone is talking about.
Mandy's Cake Creations, serving traditional rum black cake with almond paste and royal icing. Non-alcoholic is also an option. Catering is available. Personalize your cakes and boxed favors for your birthday, engagements, weddings, work events and more. Shipping is also available within the United States. Please contact Mandy at 917-294-3500 on Instagram Mandy Cake Creations and on Facebook Amanda Khan. Mandy's Cakes, a taste to bring you back home. Flamingo Restaurant and Mantra Lounge. We are NYC's premier Caribbean restaurant and lounge, specializing in authentic West Indian, Chinese and Caribbean cuisine. Open every day for lunch and late nights. For delivery, find us on Uber Eats, Grubhub, Seamless and DoorDash. Visit our rooftop lounge upstairs on the weekends for a fun-filled night. We cater and take bookings for private events. Find us on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter at Flamingo Mantra. Our address is 120-06 Rockaway Boulevard, telephone 7188351000.
Canadian-based real estate broker Imran Ali is here to guide and support you for all your real estate needs. He is specialized in residential, commercial and pre-construction properties. With his many years of experience, he is trustworthy, knowledgeable and reliable. He can also provide in-house financing for all your mortgage needs. If you're thinking of buying, selling or investing, contact Imran Ali today at 647-283-4127.
We're back and the Guyanese Critic is here with us. Welcome back. You're in a bad spot. So you were saying you were explaining the family tradition of the Muhammad family.
The Muhammad's family have always been philanthropist. It's just that it's now being seen, and a lot of people say why. People continue to ask, why do you show? I used to be showing for transparency. So when people give me something to share out, I go and I share out. They see how much food, they see how much people get. Transparency. That's what it's all about for me. And then you would notice a lot of people would take it up now. We have a lot of people who are coming and wanting to help you. A lot of people who want to capitalize and try to get for themselves by claiming to help people, right? But you still have a lot of people who genuinely want to help. With Azadin's work that he does and what he puts out there, the intention is for more people to see and want to do same. Because it's not to say he's asking for anything. There's no benefit in him broadcasting it. You understand? The only benefit is benefit for the people who are receiving, because people see people's issues, people see people's plight and character. Listen, man, I want to do the same. Right? This is the only benefit. Me, I could have said the benefit is getting more to give more. Or anybody with an NGO showing what they're doing, they could say their benefit is people seeing and wanting to contribute more to their work. Azadin Muhammad takes from himself, takes from his money, his business. He has a growing business. he is comfortable by international terms, Nagayano, right? So he's comfortable, and he does that because he finds joy, he finds his love doing it and giving back to people. And we discuss this many times. We sit down, we discuss what we can do, how we can do it, when we can do it. You understand? And because we're on that same page is why we're friends. Because when we go out to like Linden or, you know, I recently we went to Linden. We had a discussion. I was going to certain places, or we were being taken to certain places in Linden. And I was looking at these people like, actually, these people, you know, a lot of people come, Critic, let me get a photograph. And I said, these people look like they're good. Me think that they're bad. These people look like they need no help. So I asked him, who is the man who carry me and show me these pictures? Why we can't go to ghetto where the real people need help there? It so happened we were going there. But we end up getting an argument because I said, don't want to see nobody when they go there, want to see poor people. You understand? Our job is to give to poor people. If I give in to anybody, I give in to the less fortunate who genuinely really need it. You understand? I holler upon one of my fans. She called me, she said, man, here, I want to find a ghetto place. Right? One of them hardcore ghetto. Generally, they're bad. And she said, Critic, but why you not come by me? I said, don't want to go by you. She got business. She got to afford it. She think, I holler for shit. I said, I tell you, I want to go by you. Why you don't bring it? She asked me why I want to know. I said, because I want to go to a place where real poor people never help them. There's in Linden, right? So she already know, everybody looking up to this. Critic, why you not come and Mr. Galley? I say, I want to know poor people. I want to go by you. I know what's your situation. Right?
Yes.
She got two nice kids. She's doing not the most amazing thing. Everybody glad for do more. But she comfortable. I know that she's me follower. Right? So me I want to see poor people. And we got those kind of arguments behind the scenes. If not, we would have said, oh, we want to go people we get nice photos, or people will look good and talk good, but we genuinely, and Azadeen Mohammed genuinely has an interest in seeing the upliftment of people who are in an unfortunate situation. It's simple as that. You understand? And the couple what they see is the stories that are interesting. There's so many stories. There's so many instances where the Muhammad family have helped people. And it is too numerous to mention because they've been doing that for years now. So I hope that clears that up.
I want to, there is one of our top fans here at Get Real with Shameeza. She's been our milestone follower, Davina Mohabir, very dear friend of mine as well. She says, Critic, what qualifies one to receive from the ever-giving Muhammad family? How do you determine who is eligible?
How does Muhammad determine who is eligible?
Yes.
Well, Shameeza, when people reach out to you, it takes a certain Guyanese people have a lot of pride.
Yeah.
And that is why a lot of them are in poverty, by the way. It's their pride. How they feel, people will feel about them and these kind of things, and they're unwilling. You go to those meetings and you realize people are reserved about asking. People would come to me and say, Critic, because they feel comfortable talking to me. I say, man, I bring, these people are here with you, this you minister, you vote, you ever see me name on a ballot? Right? You vote, ask them. So it takes a lot out of a man to go and tell a man, listen to me, this is my situation. Right? There's no limit as to who or what. There's no eligibility. Once you're in a situation and need help and Azadeen can afford it, right? And he sees that genuine need, he delivers. Simple as that. Ain't that black, Indian, Portuguese, right? Well, I know you help the Portuguese. We can't help a Portuguese for truth. This is the next thing. Amerindian and everything, right? They ain't got face and them thing. Now, we have no interest in anything from the people. At least me. I know he has no interest in that. So we sit down and we discuss. We don't even remember. Like when we sit down and say, oh, we get a one there and the one live there. No.
Yeah.
We just do what we gotta do. You understand? And move on. Because you see, Shameeza, when you are in the situation, you then understand what is the purpose. Because a lot of people ask themselves, why? Why would somebody be giving constantly? Why would somebody help the poor? Let me tell you, for me, I can't talk for Azadi. I know as a Muslim brother, he's obligated to deal with people in a certain manner. He's obligated to act in a certain manner. That's as a Muslim. And I can tell you, he's a Muslim in the true sense, right? So, Louis said, just as a Muslim, he's carrying out these acts of kindness. Me, I feel empowered to know that I always have to give, always could be the part of something of giving. Shameeza, you guys see behind the scenes. When me go to the critic, but they have a set of ministers. These are ministers of government. This is the vice president. People are calling me critic. I said, Father, what the man did? Tell the my brother, no, we want you, right? Now it is empowering to know that you could contribute, and I could contribute to my country, my countrymen, the people of this country, by in whatever way I could, whether it is talking for them, whether it's giving them a platform where they could highlight their issues, right? So with that being said, Mohammed, if it is just for him being a good Muslim, because that is what the true sense of a Muslim is, caring, giving, and knowing the opportunities afforded to him, where the position he is in life. I would expect nothing less of him as a friend than what he's doing and how he's contributing.
Well said. Well said. And truly and rightfully, that is what I will expect from a friend who has a little bit more than others as well, is to give back a little bit. So I couldn't put it better than you just did. And finally, the case of the two young men that was found at the Marriott Hotel. My condolences to the families. As much as I despise discussing this story, for the respect
why you there, New York? You're supposed to know the story better than me.
Well, I feel, even though I don't want to bring it up, I feel our society can learn something from this tragic story. So for the benefit of anyone who is watching and feeling like there is no way out, we want to let you know there is a way.
There's always a way out.
I want to
always
put that
a way
over
out.
to you now. What is your take on that story? And
Well, it's a sad situation, and I've looked at it from a number of angles. What has happened is that an autopsy was conducted and it was inconclusive because they're trying to figure out what they died from. And as you go along, you're learning more. Recently, one of the individuals would have sold properties and a lot of assets that he had in Guyana, and would have had a nice house. As I know, we're part of the States. People are calling me and telling me different things. A lot of people are wondering, where does he get money from? And if that comes in, now one has to ask. The police are also reviewing video footage of the scene to figure out if it is them two alone were in the vehicle, or anybody did them anything. So it's still an ongoing investigation. I wouldn't want to go into that, but I would want to say, if it is a case whereas how we looked at it from the first perspective, two men, lovers or whatever you want to call it, were having problems because of how families, one of them family look at this kind of relationship. And that is the way they decided out. And that is very unfortunate. But again, I don't think we should even go there unless there's a conclusive investigation that says this is what exactly transpired. And then we could talk about it at some other time.
Definitely. Now, with the stories that all the topics that we touched on tonight, that you gave your little bit of input on, do you think that these stories are influenced by family members and judgment of society?
People are life, life, the term peer pressure, mostly used in school environments. Everything about life and one's life and what one want to be. When someone said, "I aspire to be like," it is because of family, friends, and what you see. You're impacted positively or negatively by the people around you. That is life in general. Everything that we do, all of our actions are impacted somewhere or the other. Even a man like me, who would suggest that I don't emulate anybody, I don't follow anybody, and who publicly seen to have a unique, different style from everybody else. Even me would have been impacted by something, right? It is the hardships that I went through in life that I realized I don't want to experience that. I don't want my children to experience that. I would have been impacted by something. I can't say those hardships were void of people's input. You know, I work with some banner. When I see them, I get angry. I work with people that try to make me a fool as a young man. And I knew I can remember writing an article. And I show a man, the man said, "Partner, you can't write though." I just write that. When I write, I put the ghost. Because people just watch and say, "The Guyanese Critic write that article." I can remember writing articles at Kaiju News. My crime articles were unique because it went into so much detail, but people can't create this banner, write that article. And those are the things that impact me, like media people. I don't really take too lightly to media people unless they come to me and talk to me. I don't like none of them. As soon as I see them, I just get vexed. Because I can remember when I first started the thing and I did the phone covering the story, whatever catch you. A girl from NCN got umbrella trying to block me. Oh, use that this, I use that. Those things might have impacted me. Yeah, so everything in life impacts people. The problem is when it impact a man like me, I come with it too many times how people are impacted in their life. Many times, fortunately for me, everything is positive for me because and my angles toward you.
All right. We apologize for the technical
Me a drive.
difficulties.
Some people cave to that pressure, right? So
Right.
that's all I can say on that.
All right. So we're gonna move on now to a segment that I like to call a one-word segment. I'll say one word and tell me what you're thinking. All right. I'll start off with the word CPL. I don't think it's a word, but we'll use it as a word. CPL. What comes to mind for you?
What we talking about, Shameeza?
We're moving on to a different segment. This segment, I say one word, and you tell me
Hello?
what comes to mind when I say it.
Yeah, what's it about? I
What
haven't. I
what
get a little
when I say the word
cut
CPL,
off
what
from the
comes to
signal there.
mind? Hello? All right. Are you back?
CPL is cricket we're talking about, right?
Right, right.
Yes, loud and clear.
Perfect. CPL. What are you thinking? Oh boy. Looks like we're losing him again. All right. While we All right. You're right there. Are you hearing me? Can you hear me?
The signal is bad in this
Yeah, I can hear you, but you're breaking up really bad.
service. Going through the Mahika area here right now, so
Little Bushens, all right?
the man got a big truck driving like a cow.
All right.
I'm driving the truck hard. You get me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You're in and out.
I am not a cricket fan.
All right. So we'll move on to the next word, which is I'll. I'll.
What is the word?
I'll. Or oil, as some people might say.
Oil?
Yes. Yes, oil.
Development for Guyana like never seen before.
Very good. The next word.
You get it?
I got it. Development for Guyana. The next word is rodeo. And as a matter of fact, I have something to remind you of the rodeo. We'll play a clip of you at the rodeo. What do you think? All right. Can you hear me?
What is
the last word that I mentioned was rodeo.
Shameeza?
Rodeo.
Give me the word again.
Rodeo.
I ain't get the last word. What is the last word?
Rodeo. All right. Looks like we lost the Guyanese critic. We'll try to see if we can get him back in a few. But in the meantime, we do have a third announcement. And so for everyone who has been with us and has been trying to figure out what that third announcement is, here it is. So the final reveal tonight is you heard about my two new babies. The newest babies, Get Real with Shameeza and Safari for Hope. This one is about me, and I will own up to it because I'm proud of me. I'm honored to be chosen as the host and moderator of One Guyana Journal. It is a talk show that will feature members of the current government of Guyana, highlighting the progress and work of the PPP for all Guyanese. The show launches next Thursday, May 5th, right here on Facebook and YouTube. Now, here's the best part. The first guest will be the President of Guyana, Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali. I'm asking you for your full support by joining us for this very significant milestone. Tonight, as we say goodbye to this season, I would like to leave you with a few words of wisdom. Start with yourself. The following words were written on the tomb of Anglican bishop in the crypts of Westminster Abbey. When I was young and free, and my imagination had no limits, I dreamed of changing the world. As I grew older and wiser, I discovered the world would not change. So I shortened my sights somewhat and decided to change only my country. But it too seemed immovable. As I grew into my twilight years, in one less desperate attempt, I settled for changing only my family, then close to me. But alas, they would have done none of it. And now, as I lay on my deathbed, I suddenly realize if I had only changed my life first, then by example, I would have changed my family. From their inspiration and encouragement, I will then have been able to better my country. And who knows, I may have even changed the world. Hope this inspires us to make little changes in ourselves to make the world a better place. This was season 3 of Get Real with Shameeza. Until next time, be real, be funny, but most importantly, be you. Good night, everyone.